Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Paul Syng, and today is a lovely, lovely evening. It is so nice outside. I actually just came back from a walk, and what I do on this show is find cool images on the internet and make a collage out of them. Remember that time when we had magazines and a pair of scissors? Well, it's kind of like that, but with Photoshop. All right, let's dive right into it. So I have basically this website called Unsplash open in front of me. And I also use Pexels. These are two free stock websites where I find really, really cool imagery. So the plan is no plan. I basically never really start out with an agenda or have something in mind. I just kind of let the inspiration flow like water down a river. So here we go. Let's look at some images first and see what we like. Ooh. Again, one of the best parts about this site is that all the images are color corrected. They've already been retouched, cleaned up. So most of the work is already done. I actually have to do very, very little. Ooh, this looks like an interesting image. I actually like to do a lot of architecture kind of stuff, so I might actually download this one, but I don't know yet. We'll see where this goes. Okay, so I have basically, again, just set up my episode folder. This is episode 6. Who knew? Okay, so resources. And I'm going to actually save this architectural image. Let's keep looking. Ooh, this galaxy looks pretty interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. There's some really interesting elements in this photograph as well. But I feel it's like already too busy. Maybe not exactly something that would be for the kind of thing that we're trying to do. I feel like a sneeze coming on. Okay. Ooh, this looks really cool. Let's save this one. Again, just some architectural photography. Oh yeah. Okay, this actually looks really cool too. Let's save that one. I don't know if you saw this, but when SpaceX launched, apparently it's like almost like 2 decades since the US went into space. I actually got chicken skin looking at the rocket lift off when all that smoke comes out of the bottom. Wow. Okay. There's definitely some cool stuff going on here. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually switch up the search a little bit. Let's actually look at specifically architecture. Ooh, this actually looks really cool. I'm going to download that one. I like all those different lines. Oh my god. In fact, I actually really like this one as well. So, okay. What's the vibe today? I'm not sure yet, actually, to be honest. Okay. There's definitely some... It's like, how did they even make this? Like, for example, where did that one go? Like, holy shit, what the hell is this? All these it looks like a... Okay, so there's an escalator going up this way, and then this way, and then there's one cutting. Wow, okay. That is a really cool image. Okay. If there wasn't like this person going up the escalator, I might have even thought about it, but okay. Let's keep looking. There's always some interesting elements when you look at architecture stuff. Okay. All right. My god. What, you just want to be like, yeah, that's the building where I work. It's like, what does it look like? A giant fish. Okay, let's keep going. Cheesy dad joke. Ooh, there is some like ridiculous. Oh wow, that looks so freaking cool. Okay, but I think I'm gonna skip that one for today. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, let's go with this one. Save. And what we're gonna do is ooh, I also download this one. Okay. I think I have pretty good images to start off with. So what I like to do is right out of the gate when I start the show or the episode, I'll look for a few images just to kind of get the ball rolling, and I'll throw them into Photoshop, and then we'll pivot from there. We'll figure out, okay, what's working, what's not, and then we'll find other images that might fit into it. Ooh, this looks really cool too. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Wow. Oh, I actually really like this one also. Okay, that's the last image. Let's start. let's start putting stuff together. So I'm going to jump into Photoshop, as you can see. So let's bring in some of those images that we just downloaded. Episode 6, resources. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks cool. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this image first. Let's try this image. Okay. And let's give it, there we go. And then let's also bring in that image of that needle like tower. Where did that go? Yes, this one. That looks really cool. Now the perspective of this is totally different from what we already have in this, but that's okay. That's sort of the whole point, is have very, very different perspectives. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I actually want to do is, before anything else, I'm going to actually crop out the sky, because I'm actually really not even going to use the sky, but yeah. But wait, hold on a second. I have an idea. Even before I crop this sky out, what I'm going to do is, I have a feeling that if I rotate this image, something like that. Ooh, I think that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's try that again. I actually want to rotate it like just 45 degrees. No. Okay, I like this angle a little bit more. So let's go with this angle. Okay. And what I'm going to do is just to size it enough so that I can kind of crop it all out at the top. Okay. And then, because like I don't have enough image, what I'm gonna do is, actually hold on a second, let's try and rotate this just a little bit more, because this will help us kind of like just fill in the gaps here. Okay. All right, perfect. Now we'll take our handy dandy quick selection tool and remove this sky. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to use my right bracket key to make this bigger. Okay, I see that Photoshop is okay. It's cropping out a little bit more than that I want actually, so I'm gonna have to go in and clean up this selection a little bit. Okay, and all I have to do is just hold down the Alt key and it's gonna do the exact opposite of not selecting. I'm just telling Photoshop, don't select this part of the image. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can select this part, my friend. Isn't this just like the most amazing tool? When I was growing up, I used to use CorelDRAW, and I didn't even have a license. It was a pirated version that I bought from like under a bridge somewhere. Or wait, we use Napster to download it. Wait, or torrents. Okay. All right, and then just hit that Alt key to just kind of refine that selection a little bit more. And even around here, just want to tell Photoshop that, hey, I want to keep it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna just hit the mask and boom. Now, because I did like a very quick and dirty selection, I'm just gonna have to go over the edges. I don't know if you can actually see through the live stream, but there's some of these annoying edges left. So I'm just gonna select my mask, select black in my fill. Whoops, Command Z. Select the brush tool and not the selection tool, and just clean up this fuzzy, hairy corner, weird little edge. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Okay. So I already have my first image in here. Now I'm gonna command, if I hit the V, okay. I feel like this little corner here is a little bit left out. So what I'm gonna do is just command T. Just potentially, I'm just gonna just stretch it. This is the one time when you can stretch it and nobody's gonna die. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Cool. And now let's see what this image looks like. I feel like almost like this could go here. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. I mean, I might rotate it, but first let's crop it out. Let's prioritize that. Where's my... The music just went all dramatic on me. Okay. Okay, so I have my handy dandy quick selection tool, and I'm just gonna crop out just the blue parts. Okay, I think it captured a little bit more than I needed it to, so let's just refine that edge. Okay. Okay. So you have to remember to hold down the Alt key when you're basically going over the area you don't want to crop out. Okay. And just be very... I'm probably gonna just like make a better selection around this area specifically. In fact, you know what? I think for this specific element, I think we should go analog, or I mean use the pen tool, so to speak, for the lack of a better analogy. Okay. And the pen tool will kind of help create a much more refined selection. But again, I'm just gonna do a quick and dirty version of it, because my goal is not perfection. Okay. And then the art of putting like these points. Okay. And then you want to basically put them at the very edges so that either it's perpendicular or parallel to the base. Okay. And that's how you... I know it looks like looks super easy, but it takes a lot of practice to get this pen tool locked down tight. And once you do, it's like one of the most amazing and helpful tools in Photoshop. In fact, even in Illustrator, especially if you like do a lot of illustrative work, it's actually fantastic for that kind of stuff too. Okay, I think I can get away with just sort of making a really rough... Okay, there we go. And here we go. Let's crop that out at 0. Okay, now all I have to do is right click on the say make selection, 1 pixel, and again mask that out, bring back the backgrounds. Okay, cool. Okay. think, okay, the first thing I'm gonna actually do is convert this into a smart object and the top as well, the other so the sky, this sort of looks like the sky. And let's actually nudge this down a little bit. Actually, what if I was to take this, okay, let's duplicate it. Whoops. Let's duplicate this and Command T, rotate it. Okay. And then let's try throw it underneath. That almost looks like it's a pillar supporting this whole thing up. I actually like where this is looking now. I think this makes a little bit more sense in terms of the perspective. Okay, let's go with this then. And before I go any further, I'm actually gonna add some guides, which is one of my favorite parts of Photoshop. Okay, cool. Let's lock this into the center. And okay. This cool. Now I'm getting a few ideas now that I'm looking at this. Now this, if this was the sky sort of, or you know, like I could see like a potentially like a river flowing down here somewhere. Okay, let me just check the let me just check the images that I already had downloaded. So let me go file, save first. Saving is very important. Always save your work. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is first just quickly scan through the images that I already downloaded to see if there's anything that kind of fits into what I'm already doing here. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, nope. 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 No, okay. All right, I think we're gonna have to look for some other images. So let's just go file. In fact, actually, hang on a second. If I was to go and just throw in like a background color onto this. So let's try that. I can actually take one of the colors from this image itself. So let's take that blue that we see on the ledge of the actual building and let's fill that in. If I was to okay, I think what we could do is throw in like a really, so the vibe that I'm getting is that maybe this is like a space station and this is like a very modern telescope and we're looking out into the galaxy. So maybe we can bring in some imagery that reflects the galaxy. Let's try that. Okay. So let's jump back first. Before actually I leave, I'm going to save again. Make sure my work is saved. And then we're going to jump back into Unsplash and look for images that reflect the galaxy. Okay. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, that looks cool. So let's download. Ooh, this actually looks really good too with the guy standing there. It's always nice to bring in a little bit of a human element into this kind of, even this looks cool. There's actually a lot of really nice options here actually. So let's just get a whole bunch of them. Ooh, this, no, actually not that one. Wow, it is so pretty. I wonder if this is actually, wow, that looks so beautiful. Okay. or if these are like actually just artificial images. Okay, that looks really cool too. With that one guy who looks like he has like a torch in his hand. There's some really cool looking stuff here for sure. Oh, this looks really nice. Again, it has, I'm just like in the back of my mind, I have sort of like what we've already made, which is, so we've got, okay, let's put this to a side here for a second. Actually, wait, let me take it to the other side. And I'm going to just get rid of the tools. Okay. So that's the image that we have. And then let's bring in this. It just makes it easier to kind of visualize. And you're like, with me, because I'm like the Bruce Lee of design. Just kidding. I can visualize this image in my mind when I'm looking at these other images. So it's like, although we've already passed a couple of images already in my mind, it's already triggered some really interesting ideas. Okay. Okay, wow. I've actually never ever in my life seen a sky like with, I feel like, I don't know how much Photoshop has gone into making these images look the way they do. But hey, I love them. They look really cool. Oh, that looks really cool. Like there's a little bit of a light coming out of the earth, like the mountain or the rocks, so to speak. Okay. Now the angle does appear to be bottom up, but I am gonna try and see what it looks like if I go top down, just to mess around with the how our brain is perceiving this image. Okay. There's actually a lot of cool stuff here, but okay, what I'm gonna also look for is that, wow, that actually looks cool. Okay, so let's just take some of the images that we already downloaded. And in fact, I'm actually gonna download this one because this could be a really cool texture that I could use maybe after the fact. Okay, so let's give them a shot and see what it looks like. So let's bring in that first image. Okay, let's try this one first. Because again, it has like those really beautiful curves. I think that's like Mount Fuji, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong here. But I'm getting this feeling that it is, maybe it's Mount Fuji. Okay, and let's bring it below. Okay, this image is not what I was hoping for, but okay, well, this could be an option. Okay, we'll come back to it. Okay, let's try something else. Okay, this is the guy with the torch. Okay, let's see what this looks like. This reminds me of when like Clark Kent discovers his dad and where he's from. Okay. There's definitely some suspense and drama going on. But I feel like the image should have been better off like this. Maybe, okay, hold on. If I was to flip this image, so the guy's actually like shining the light on this strobe, this huge telescope, this, I don't know, this could even be potentially a very futuristic spaceship with, this could be like a gun. I'm just, yeah, okay, let's just go with that. Let's flip this image over first. Horizontal. Ooh, okay. And if this guy was actually pointing the light on this thing like that. Ooh, there might be potential in this like that. Like he's almost trying to, like, he's inquisitive as to like what's going on here. Okay, maybe if I increase that size a little bit, because the image is really, really small. And in order for this to even work, I might have to really push this image out. Okay. So if I want this guy to be facing this way, okay, let's try. What? I feel like I just, or no. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Okay, I think I'm gonna just lose this image altogether. Doesn't work. Let's try a different image. Again, we are not going to get stuck or hung up on one specific idea, because there's just so many cool ideas to look at. Okay. Ooh. Maybe there's potential in this one. Let's see here for a second. Okay, this image is a little bit blurry actually, so this is not going to work either, because our resolution is 3000 by 3000 pixels, and I think that was a little too small. Okay, let's try this one. Much better. Okay, I think I'm liking the vibe way more now. This is totally up my alley. No, okay. Let's just bring that down a little bit. Okay. All right. I think this is actually making a little bit more sense to me, but I definitely feel that this needs a few more things. Now, I almost feel like this whole thing is coming out of this gun, this shape here. Okay, so let's go and find another element now. I think I had, what does this look like? Okay, no, not this one. Nope. If I was to actually, hold on a second. If I was to crop out the mountain. So what I'm thinking is that this mountain that we have, if we were to crop, okay, let's try that actually. Let's see what happens. I think there's some potential here for sure. I mean, of course, I could look at this and be like, well, this kind of feels cool. I could go and finish it from here, but I feel like that would be a missed opportunity. So let's try and see what we can do with this little range here. Okay, so let's again take our handy dandy quick selection tool and just crop out this part. Okay, there we go. Let's just mask out this whole thing. We don't need it. Okay, and mask. Invert the mask. All right, now I can just move this. Whoa, buddy, don't want to do that. And what I'm going to do is just move this underneath that mountain. Okay, cool. There we go. Now, of course, because of all the different colors, we're going to even those out, not a problem. In fact, I'm wondering if... No, I think it's just good for one. So... Okay. And what I'm going to do is just create some color around this area, maybe. And actually, before I do that, what I want to do is just try and see if I was to throw on top of this a gradient map, how that looks, just to get an initial impression. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So if I was to go with a maybe too strong. I think there's potential in this one. Okay. All right. So of course this is very, very harsh. So what I'm going to do is select this and just lower down that opacity to like a 40%. Now already that very stark white texture of that building is already gone, which kind of evens out the image overall, and becomes a little bit easier for us to even... Ooh, if I was to reverse this... Okay, I think I like this look a little bit more, so I'm going to stick with this one. All right. And I'm not going to worry too much about all these jagged edges or some of this unfinished look, because again, I'm going to be adding some textures on top. So we're not going to see all that detail. Okay. So, and another thing we can do is just to kind of see how this effect works is it's almost like this gradient map with these different effects is almost like the Instagram effects that you would get. Okay. And it's a really quick and dirty way to just get a very different looking image. Like you can dramatically change the vibe of an image very, very quickly. Ooh, that looks really cool. I think I liked the multiply. Color burn. Let's try the overlay. Screen. Overlay. I think the hue one looked really cool too. Hue. Lighten screen. I think like the multiply is much better because again it has like that dark moody vibe of space. So I'm gonna go with that. Just, and plus also it's like, where's the light coming from? The source of light is not clearly visible in the scene. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is try and see if I can maybe try a different space image. Okay, let's go and see what we have here. I think maybe that one was a little bit too strong. Okay, let's try this one. And I think I might be able to use that source of light in the back. Okay. I might be able to just... If I was to... Okay. Let's try this. Okay. I'm just trying to line this up with the eruption happening right there. Okay, cool. Now all of this that's doing is just adding a little bit of layer to the image, so it feels like this is that front bit and then it kind of goes into the distance. So also what I'm going to do is turn this very front layer, convert to smart object, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate just those mountains and I'm just going to multiply them on top of each other, so this looks very, very dark. So now it just became a little bit more dark, so you can now feel the depth even more. Okay, so now you can actually feel like maybe, because the eye, from a cognitive standpoint, like when you see this light source, you connect it with the light that's being reflected off of this surface. That's it's amazing how our brain works. We see, oh, light source, and then light, even though that light is so far away, but you know, our brain just kind of connects the two. Okay, so now, to be honest, this is already looking like something that I am pretty good with. I probably want to add some sort of a spaceship, some sort of an element flying out of the sky, something happening which, yeah, okay, so let's try that. Maybe what we could also do is take that image, which is sitting above at the very, very top, and I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to rotate it. Oops. Okay, rotate that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just see what this looks like if I was to increase the size. Maybe there's like this is like a 2-part. Then you have a little bit of a that's not really working for me, is it? I feel like this sort of adds a little bit of, maybe, not sure yet. Maybe it's like super subtle. And that's it. It's like just super subtle. Like there's something going on which it feels a little bit more like spacey, like from another universe. Brother from another mother. Spaceship from another universe. Okay. Really, really bad cringy jokes. Okay. I think I'm liking this element sort of here. It kind of adds to what's going on. Now, okay, maybe also I need to just sort of, what if I was to have one more in here? No, there's only room for one. Okay. Now let's just save this. So now let's kind of look for something that would be flying out in the sky somewhere here into the distance. And what I can also do is, let's just double check. Yeah, okay. And again, just for the background, I'm going to again do a very similar thing. I'm going to duplicate it, and just to kind of darken it up a little bit, I'm going to go multiply and then reduce the opacity of the top one. So now it just becomes a little, because like here, watch, like if I turn this off, it's like the light, it's just so much more brighter. And there we go. So again, just shortcuts. I mean, of course I can go into the exposure, edit all that, but faster is always better. Okay. Now let's just save this. and look for some sort of a spacecraft that could potentially go somewhere in the sky, and maybe there's like something, some dune buggy or some element in the foreground, just kind of here, or maybe there's like a human element somewhere here, or maybe not. We'll see. Let's try. Okay, so let's try and look for spacecraft and see what we find. Okay, there's nothing really available. Ooh. Okay, maybe this can be used. Because when we shrink it down to like a really tiny size, or maybe it's just going to be an element in the sky. Okay, maybe it's just an element in the sky, and I'm actually not really gonna overdo this whole space thing. Okay, so let's look for a space. Wait, what if I just look for NASA? Okay. Ooh, that looks cool. Okay, let's download this one. Maybe we can use this somewhere in the background. And what else do we have? Okay, not much actually. Let's see, rocket. All right. Ooh, that looks really cool. Okay, I'm gonna download this one too. There's some good stuff here for sure. Okay, and then let's look for actually wait. What I like to do when I'm looking for humans is I just go into Google. This is a very pro level hack. So I just go human PNG, and it automatically pulls out images in PNG form. And because I'm going to use it like that small, so nobody's going to know. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, but first, before I actually find a human element, I'm gonna actually try and drop that spacecraft into this and see what that looks like. Okay, Shift P. Okay, there we go. That's our spacecraft there. Let's rotate this a little bit, shrink it down. And all I'm gonna do is just crop out all this black area that we don't need. So let's actually move this to the middle and just quickly take our handy dandy quick selection tool and just take out all that black because we don't need it. And we just want the, if this becomes a little bit tedious, I might have to go in with a pen tool, but hopefully not. Okay. Oh no, that's what I feared. I think it's yeah, selecting a little bit more than I want. So what I'm going to do is just take my pen tool and just make a very quick selection around this object. Okay. I know you Photoshop pros are going to be like, but you you're not doing it like that. I know. Again, because the size of this thing is going to be so small, my selection, even if it's like decent, it'll be fine. Ooh. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think we're almost done. We're already hitting the 45-minute mark. Okay. And there we go. Just a little bit teeny tiny details. Okay, almost there. We're gonna select this wing or whatever this thing is supposed to be called. Okay. All right. Almost done, actually. Let's just copy all that in. Okay. And there we go. Boom. Now all I have to do is right click, make selection. 1 pixel is good. And mask. And there we have it. And I'm just going to convert this into a smart object. It's just easier to manage that way. Turn back my layers on. Boom. Okay. I'm just going to remove this bottom layer because I don't need it. Oh. Okay, we can keep that one. I see my image is actually not complete. Now, again, the intent of this is not going to be like super clean looking. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to bring it within the gradient map. Let's do that first. So now it has the same colors. Let's just go Command T, shrink that down a little bit, and then just throw some of these in here. Okay, and then we're going to just adjust their sizes. I have a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. If you were wearing headphones or earphones and your ears blew off, I apologize. Okay. All right. Let's add some more of these dinky little. Let's increase the size of this one so it looks like it's a little bit closer to us. And at the same time, I don't want it to be like competing with the images that we already have in here. Okay, come on. Yeah. So the thing is that the sky here is a little bit dirty. So what I want to do is actually Command J, J. Okay. I think that is a little bit better. Okay. I think maybe one off is better. Now, what I want to do next is I throw in all these little spacecrafts into the mix. What I want to do next is bring in some copy, our favorite part. And what I want to do is look for something to do with maybe we can look for something that space. Let's just look for astronomy, or not astronomy actually. Let's look for some text that echoes space. Okay, so space travel. Let's look for something that space exploration is the use of astronomy and space technology to explore outer space. While the study of space is carried out mainly by astronomers, it's physically expensive. Okay, cool. Let's just use this first line of copy. And there we go. Okay, cool. Actually, now that I'm looking at all these different pieces flying in the sky, let's see what happens if I switch all this off. Yeah, I think the sky is a little bit too busy for all of these different elements. So what I'm going to do is actually scale back. Okay. Maybe we just need like one. There we go. And maybe even this one is like somewhere. Let's turn on our guides. He's like sitting there somewhere. Ooh, what if he's like, what if this is actually a really teeny tiny thing coming out of this light here? And that's what this thing is trying to blow up. Ooh, okay. Drama. Okay. So this thing's trying to escape somehow. This is like an escape pod. I feel like maybe I'm trying to like overdo the scale. Definitely feels a little bit weird. Okay. Yeah, that's not working. I tried. Okay, and let's just add this thing essentially somewhere here. Should reduce the size a little bit more. Okay, cool. Now let's take that text that we just brought in, turn back on our guides. Actually, turn the guides. Whoop. That's odd. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just bring in some of that text. So let's see what that looks like. Okay. So again, we have like that very spacey looking, spaced out, like very large tracking. So what I'm going to do is just add. Ooh, that's a little bit too big. I think that's a good spot. And then just so it's a little bit more legible, I'm going to just increase that leading. Okay. And what I also might want to do is just make it really, really subtle. The text is, I feel like maybe it's too big right now. It needs to be way smaller actually. It's just like hogging all that limelight when it doesn't need to. And actually, let me actually take this right up to right below the. What if I was to have it go. Let's try another little trick here. See how this looks. Okay. And whoops. Let's make a quick selection here. Oh. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just see if I can line up this text to T. Okay. Let's see what happens if I do like a full justify. Okay, let's try. Oh, I had to select the text there. That's why the effects were not taking place. Let's remove all this. Okay, that doesn't work. Nope. Nope. Center aligned and left aligned. I think it's like much better off if I go center align. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, space exploration is the use of astronomy and space is carried out. Okay, I don't think I need that much text. So what I'm going to do is space exploration is the use of. Okay, let's try this in a very dramatic voice. Ready? Space exploration is the use of astronomy and space technology to explore outer space. And that's all we need actually. So I'm going to delete all that other stuff. Delete. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, just because I have much lesser copy to work with, which is way better, I'm just going to bring this down here. And also tighten this up a little bit. Let's see what this looks like. I think a little bit tighter text is a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't want to enter that. Okay, much better. Now, this is basically where the eye is focusing on. So I'm going to just leave the text somewhere here. But now this is, like, I would say a little bit of a detail. Maybe what I also need to do is add the word explore in a larger size somewhere, just to kind of add to this overall vibe. So let's bring in let's just type that word out. Explore. Okay, and I don't want this to be all caps. And let's bump up that font size to maybe like a 300. Oh boy. And that just disappeared. Okay. Oh, my tracking is like 1200, so I'm gonna have to get 0 on that. Let's turn the text also. Okay. Maybe what we can do with the text is, let's just see what that size looks like actually. I think it needs to be somewhere here. Okay. All right. I think I might want to update the text color here to this really cool looking orangey red color. So let's go with that one and see what that looks like. Yes, I think this is looking way better. I can try going lighter weight on this. So let's try light. Yes, okay. And then I might also want to try this. Let's try this lighter color. This actually a lighter orange-ish color. Let's try that. Whoa. Okay. Now, Again, I'm going to do a similar formula for this one. I'm just going to duplicate the background on top of each other and then just go multiply. Wait a second. Let's try overlay. Hue. Okay, so if I go screen or lighten, and then I just bring down that opacity to like 40, much better. I could also go a little bit lighter on the text here at the top. I could also try like a, let's try this. Oops, not that one. Oh, right, and it's under the gradient. Dope. And let's try the orange color now. Okay, so maybe the text is gonna sit above all of this. And maybe that body copy also needs to go above the gradient. There we go. Cool, so let's try and line it up. Okay. And then the body copy, I'm gonna go bang in the middle. Let's have this sit in the middle. Okay. I think we have a winner. Oh, you know what I could actually do? Have maybe... Maybe I need to reduce the size of this a little bit more. Cause, okay, so let's just first save it, just in case. Saving. Save. And let's reduce this to 150 actually. Yeah. Yeah, and then also, is it a light? I'm gonna try bold. Maybe bold is a little bit too crazy. Medium. And if I go light, but then I go all caps. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, that is better. So let's also bump up that font size just a little bit. Okay. Now I think I have. I'm gonna have to, I think, manually adjust the size of this, just so that it fits perfectly between those grid lines. There we go. And done. This could also potentially, one final finish thing I could do is add like a little underline underneath this. So let's see if that is gonna look good. I actually like it with the underline, but I don't like how this is like overshooting. So I'm probably gonna have to do like a manual underline. So let's remove that. Almost feels like a, so let's turn those guides back on and then draw a line here. Where's my line tool? There it is. And I'm gonna use the 10 pixels, 50. Oh god, I only need it to be 30. Actually, I could go maybe one size bigger. So let's try 40 pixels. Okay, there we go. And now we're talking. And maybe this also needs to sit a little bit closer to the type. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and now for the final touches, what I'm going to do is firstly get rid of those guides, file, save. I'm just going to group all of this. Of course, this should be a little bit better organized, but we're making a collage and we're not going to judge. Okay, let's just group all of this together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on some textures on top of this just to kind of give it like really sell the effects. So I'm going to go into my toolkit and bring in, first I'll bring in the, actually I feel like this could be a plasticky kind of vibe. So let's see here, what plastic effects do I have? Ooh, that's very strong, very, very strong. That's probably the most subtle one that I have. Okay, I think this one might work because it's really plain at the bottom. Let's try this one and see how this feels. Ooh, okay. And then I want to add one more piece to this. So if I go to my textures and I go to film dust textures, let's see what I have here. Do I have anything? I think I'm just gonna go with that first one. That one never fails to disappoint. Except I'm gonna rotate this so that it actually sits, so I get a little bit more clarity at the bottom of the layout. Okay. And let's also hit screen on, oh wait, what if I hit lighten overlay? Okay, lighten I think is a little bit better for this specific effect. Okay. And then one final thing I'll probably want to do is just go into filter, noise, add noise, and then just add like 4%. There we go. And there we have it. Let me just hit save. Okay, get rid of those toolbars. And as you can see, there we have it. So I think we tried a whole bunch of different things with different space looks and feels and flavors, but I think we've come to a pretty sweet spot. I'm actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm actually personally really liking the look. I also like the fact that it almost looks like the volcano is erupting and there's some sort of light coming out of it. And then there's this spaceship, like feels like a tank that's gonna actually attack that volcano maybe. But yeah, I'm actually super excited about this piece today. And it's a little bit different from what we've been doing for the last 2-3 days. It has, and it also kind of ties really well with what just happened with SpaceX and NASA. So I think that was my partial inspiration for this piece today. I would say it was a shortcut. I think that's kind of what inspired me. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll make another collage.